This is Fox 5 News, the most powerful name in local news.
Okay, we are talking tonight about a high school wrestler who gave up his dream of being a state champ because he chose not to wrestle a girl. Joel Northrup of Iowa was a favorite to win his division at the state tournament. Now, he was supposed to wrestle one of the first female students to ever qualify for that tournament.
Joel is a member of the Pentecostal church. His father, who is a minister, says his son backed out because he believes that girls should be treated with dignity and respect.
Wrestling's a combat sport, and they're out there, and it gets violent at times, and my son doesn't believe that girls should be engaged in that way.
So now Joel is facing both criticism and respect from classmates. With us now is Dr. Buzz Orensteiner, a psychologist who runs a court advocacy program for teens. Thanks so much for being with us tonight, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so some would say that chivalry is not dead. Others would say that in this day and age, Joel may have been showing a disrespect to girls' wrestling abilities. What is your take on the situation?
Well, you know, he comes from a family where women should be treated with respect. I think that's great. He's a gentleman, and in his family, you know, he is there to treat women with care and dignity, probably hold the chair open for them when they're going to sit down for a meal, open the door for them, and really comes from a family that is there to be extremely well-bred and mannered when interacting with a woman. And here he's faced with this inability, really, to use his own brute strength to wrestle a girl down, hog tie her, put her into a chokehold, whatever. He doesn't feel he's capable of doing that based on his background. He's very conflicted about that, so he chose not to do it.
It's a very interesting situation when you say he chose, of course. Defaulting the match was, as we just pointed out, his choice. Some people say that perhaps he should be commended for staying true to his beliefs. What do you think?
Well, you know, in that situation, there can be kind of a double whammy. A lot of boys, and I certainly work with a lot of teenagers, who the worst thing in the world would be for them to be beaten by a female. And we kind of have to put that into the equation also. This is a changing world. We have to learn to adapt to this world, and men and women are going to be competing more, certainly in the athletic arena. I was curious, too, about the school. What was their norms? What were their regulations? How did they approach their athletes? Do they talk to their athletes that if you join our wrestling team, you are going to be wrestling females? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about being beaten by a female?
That's a good point.
You know, what were the norms there within that school system? Because you want to prepare people. When you prepare athletes, they usually do a better job.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about something else. This one has far more serious consequences, bullying. Earlier, we had a report about a 9-year-old boy who was suspended for putting a "Kick Me" sign on a classmate's back. Some are saying that this is just a silly schoolhouse prank, but others say this could have been more serious. The child could have been hurt. What's your take on this? Is it just kids' play or something that should be seriously concerned?
Well, you know, I want every child to be able to go to school and not feeling stressed or have anxiety or have any kind of psychological damage because they feel they're going to be kicked, or they feel they're going to be abused, or they feel they're going to be persecuted, or they feel they're going to be teased. We're so fearful now because now when people are faced with threats or people feel bullying, they come back to school with a gun or a knife. The way to intervene on these areas is really to start it out young. The school should be a place for learning. The school should be a place where a child feels protected when they go to school, and that starts out when you're very young. You should feel that you're going to school and that school is behind you 100%. And a way of doing that is to have a zero tolerance of bullying. Bullying is based on power and control and making someone feel less than equal. I want all children to feel protected when they go to school. It affects their learning. We want children to learn, and when people are feeling abused or teased or mistreated, they don't learn as well.
All right, Dr. Buzz von Orensteiner, we thank you so much for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
This is Fox 5 News, the most powerful name in local news.